I know our origin. The aliens came and created life on Earth. But then, who created the aliens? Yet other aliens? And when did this cycle begin? And how? This creates more problems than it solves. This is a series where I tell you a story. Oh yeah, this one is gonna be special. Since there is hardly any story than just life exists, I'm gonna join in the top 10 hype on YouTube just for once. Oh, and one more thing. Since this is a science-based video, we're going to forego the ancient alien theory altogether, because it really does create more problems than it solves. Here we go. This theory was synthesized by Aristotle, and up until the 19th century it was generally believed that life could emerge from non-living matter. This was because they saw this happen on a daily basis, as aphids arose from the dew which falls on plants, flies from putrid matter, mice from dirty hay, crocodiles from rotting logs, and so on. The experiments of Louis Pasteur disproved this theory. However, the question remains relevant in today's theories of BIOPOESIS or ABIOGENESES. Most amino acids, commonly referred to as the building blocks of life, can form through natural chemical reactions unrelated to life. This was demonstrated in the miller-urey experiment and other related experiments. The amino acids organize into proteins mediated by nucleic acids that are themselves synthesized through biochemical pathways, catalyzed by proteins. The study of this is called abiogenesis. None other than Charles Darwin conceived this theory of a primordial soup of chemicals that simply kept reacting with itself and over time produced ever more complex molecules, who eventually gave rise to life. This theory went kind of in and out of fashion because it relies heavily on atmospheric conditions at the time, something we know little about. Graham Cairns Smith of the University of Glasgow did some research on the possibility life emerged in a clay environment. He speculated that complex molecules like DNA and other components originated in a non-organic base of concentrated chemical activity, after which they escaped to perform organic replication free from their silicate launch state. Russian botanist Konstantin Merechkovsky argued in 1905 that multiple forms of bacteria started endosymbiotic relationships. For instance, mitochondria developed from protobacteria and chloroplasts from cyanobacteria. Thus, many separate bacterial life forms contributed to the origin of complex organisms. Researchers from molecular biology, evolutionary biology, and population genetics sought to understand recent discoveries on the structure and function of nucleic acids and proteins, such as the evolution of enzyme function, the use of nucleic acid divergence as a molecular clock to study species divergence and the origin of non-coding DNA. They speculated that the origin of life was a slow and gradual chemical evolution, the process of molecular evolution at the DNA and RNA scale. We talked about the famous miller-urey experiment before. It was done in 1953 and generated amino acids and sugar molecules in an artificial atmosphere containing water, methane, ammonia and hydrogen, suggesting that lightning might have helped creating the essential building blocks of life. Although recent studies revealed the primordial atmosphere was actually hydrogen poor, but volcanic clouds contain the necessary molecules as well as lightning strikes. Some evidence exists that 3 billion years ago the Earth was covered in a thick layer of ice. From this stems the theories that fragile molecules in the water beneath were protected from the sun's UV rays and given the time to develop into the early beginnings of life. Deep beneath the waves, hypothermal vents exist, creating an environment rich in nutrients and filled with reactive gases and catalysts, resulting in a vast and diverse ecosystem. This gives the rise to the idea that life might have begun here. The rocky nooks could have provided the protection and heat for complex molecules to develop. And it could even tie in with the theory that life started beneath the ice. Okay, I did tell you, no aliens, but we have to do this one anyway. What if life didn't originate on Earth, but came from out there? The basic molecules of life might have developed in space and/or on other planets or even moons, and then be brought here by comets, asteroids or meteorites, crashing into the Earth. The theory of panspermia would make us all aliens, but apart from that would relocate the beginning of life to another place and possibly another time. Other theories do exist, like the one where life possibly began in a warm little pond under the Earth's crust, or the one where the increased gravity of the moon being closer to the Earth resulted in a concentration of radioactive uranium on the beaches. And then there are the various religious and mythological explanations. I urge you, as oft-times, to do some more research yourself and get that fancy brain of you working before you decide. Did you like the video? Click the like button. Leave comments or start a discussion in the comment box. If you want to see more, you can subscribe to my channel. I have a vlog channel, so if you want to get bored, why don't you check it out? And you can follow me on social media. All links in the description. See you next time!